I'm going to do a grow of red Russian kale microgreens. These are from Todd Seeds. So I get some seeds from Todd Seeds occasionally. What I've got here is 30 grams. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this is 30 grams of seed in a little mouthwash cup here. That's what I spread it with. And that's what we're going to spread onto this tray here. So my camera's acting up. It cut off for some reason. So I'm going to continue to add this until it gets to the level I want. I add a little bit at a time. If you do this often, you kind of get the hang for where it needs to be. All right, that should be good enough. Now I'm going to reach and get my bubbler. This is the most important part of the grow, and it's the bubbler, and it's where the magic happens. Use just a basic fish aquarium pump, and it puts oxygen into the nutrients. So I lift this up here. It's got a little divot on one side, and what happens is these wings here keep it oriented properly. So you just put it in there like that. It sits through the hole, sits right down on top of it, and then this is ready to be plugged in to the air pump. So some people have said confuse air pump with water pump. There's no water, it's just air. So in the beginning, the seeds, until they send a taproot down into the reservoir, that reservoir is going to stay fairly full because it can't escape once the dome's on. But as they grow, they begin to utilize the nutrients, so all you have to do is just lift it up and check the level and just simply add a little bit as you go. The last 2 to 3 days is when, especially the last day, 2 days, is when they really drink. So anyway, let's go ahead and do what I do here, and that's the use of the antifungal. The antifungal, I've got a video up on that. The purpose of the antifungal is to help prevent disease, and you just put a quick layer like that on there, and you do that every day until the dome comes off, which is about 3 or 4 days. So that's all that's needed, and it's got potassium bicarbonate in it, a high quality not oregano, I'm drawing a blank, a high quality oregano oil. And the last thing is emulsifier called potassium silicate. Potassium bicarbonate, potassium silicate, and oregano oil. So all those just, I got a video on it, like I said, just significantly help reduce the potential for disease. It's worth a little extra effort. Hardier microgreens like brassicas, like this is red Russian kale, it's probably not even needed actually. All right, after they're sprayed, we're going to need to put a dome on here. This creates a sealed environment, and these Amazon trays are really good at it actually. I was really surprised by it. So it creates a sealed environment, and that also helps keep the humidity up. It helps with germination. It prevents disease from entering the environment completely. And it just, you know, I don't know that I can explain all of why it works so well, but I get zero disease anymore. I haven't gotten disease in years. So this is the latest iteration of what's called IHG, Intense Hydroponic Grows. My book on the concepts and everything there's a link to it in the description. I also sell these kits. I'm not going to release how I make them. I do it in my book for that version, but for this one, I sell these, I think at the time of this video they're like $27.95, and it would be real easy to reverse engineer the trays themselves. There's a setup, you can buy them on Amazon And in fact, there's a link to my store that is exactly these trays. All the parts in here are all in my Amazon store. And when you get it, the most mystical part of it is the bubbler, I guess. And when you get it, it's easy to take apart and you can just figure out how to make tons of them yourself. It costs you $27.95 if you want me to do it. Or if you're the type that just don't want to do it at all, just want to plug and play, just give me a shout. The order information, you can get a hold of me online via my email. Just get my email from the description, send me an email and say I'd like to order kits or what have you, and I sell the antifungal too as well if you want to do that. In fact, the kits come with a vial of 16 ounces of antifungal that'll make 16 ounces, and that 16 ounces is good for about 20 grows. So the little tube that comes in it, the antifungal that comes with the kit, does good for about 20 grows, and a replacement vial I believe is $5, so you could do 20 grows for $5 if you wanted to order extra. All right, now an important part of most germination is having it in the dark. Almost all seeds need to be in the dark. Some are indifferent a little bit, and some need a little bit of light, like lettuce and certain types of greens, but most seed like it in the dark. There's a couple ways you can do this. In the past, I always just spray painted it, just the outside, not the inside, with black paint made for plastic, and that works really well, especially if you do it a lot. But in this case, I just find it much easier to take a hand towel, face towel, what have you, and put it over the top just like that, and it creates an environment that is, I would say, probably 80% dark. Some light's going to get through here in a well-lit room, but if your room light is off and you have this on top, it creates that dark environment. And so all you have to do every day, once a day, is take the hand towel off, lift the dome up, shoot it with the antifungal, check the water levels, and then you're ready for the next day. And that takes all of 1 minute or less. And then after 8 to 10 days, depending on the environment you're in, you have a magical bounty of wonderful, in this case, red Russian kale microgreens. Now, a lot of what you see on the internet may use these trays, and you can grow some types of microgreens through cracky, in other words, without the bubbler. But with this type of, with my kits, with the bubbler, you can grow every kind of microgreen that you can imagine. I've got 107 videos now on all the different types of microgreens I'm growing. The book shows you how to grow each type of microgreen, including really hard to grow hydroponic microgreens like beet and chard, and gel covered microgreens like arugula and basil. Those are a pain in the butt. All four of those are a pain in the butt to grow, even in dirt. But I've got it, and I know I've released how I do that in my book, and it grows not only it grows much better than even growing in any type of medium. And in this way, there is no need to ever spend money on medium anymore. The screen inside is used over and over and over again. It lasts forever unless you just cut it or just rip, tear, pull at it. It'll stretch a little bit if you're not careful. And you don't even have to be that careful. Yeah, you can't get anything sharp because scissors will cut it really easily. That's the screen. And the screen's only used, like I said, the medium screens for all types of microgreens except the really tiny seed stuff. And I have a screen for the really tiny seed stuff too. And the sunflowers, peas, and other large things, you don't even need a screen. You just grow directly in the tray. Okay, so that's it. This is a really simple thing to do. It's highly effective. I mean, like I said, no disease. It's easy to put in a corner. You run a fish aquarium pump that's silent, and when you're done, you get, well, you'll see at the end of this video. All right, this pump is in my Amazon store, again, link in the description, but it's just a basic aquarium pump. It's got a dual outlet here, and I just use a connector to put both outlets together into one. I also put a valve on it so I could turn it up or down. That was with the old microgreen stuff. 2 works fantastic. You don't need all these types of connectors and stuff. A lot of times the actual pump itself comes with hose and the Ys and whatnot to connect it. So not actually necessary. So I'm gonna quit talking and let you listen. You can probably hear that bubbling going. There's another pump over there that's doing something else with hydroponic stuff that I'm doing with tomatoes, but so I've got several things going. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this. This is what the pump action is, and if I submerge it with my hands, the tray actually keeps it submerged. You can see the bubbling action, and I'll orient this perfectly straight, but the tray sitting on top of the wings here also holds it down and it orients the bubbles where they need to be. So what the bubbling does is it's how do I do it? I tried all kinds of things in hydroponic, including air stones. Air stones are too thick, so the air is escaping through the top. It's not actually putting air into a reservoir when it's done that way. But when the holes are oriented towards the bottom of the tray, air is escaping the bubbler and it's rising to the top and popping on the surface of the reservoir where the nutrient is, the top of the water, if you will, and that is where the oxygen is generating, and that is creating an action that causes the dome to be highly humidified. So that's where the magic comes in. Plus it keeps the roots of these microgreens, when they're growing, it keeps them so oxygenated, they absolutely love it. They explode with growth compared to the cracking method. In my experience, I've always preferred aerated water culture to non-aerated water culture. Aerated means like I'm doing here, you may have heard deep water culture, same thing. It's a form of aerated water culture. Cracky doesn't have any bubbles injected into it at all. It's just stagnant or stale. And what happens with cracky is that the plant roots will suck the oxygen out of that environment. And if the plant can't pull enough oxygen between the reservoir and the base of the plant to create air roots, the plants will begin to suffer significantly. And so this is the best that I've come up with, and it just grows wonderfully. And I've got years of working on this, and so I'm presenting it to you in a very, very inexpensive platform.
How long do we gotta stay